Allen Witherspoon Jr. is one of two men who died from carbon monoxide poisoning at the Allen Benedict Court apartments. Tonight, his cousin is making an emotional plea. He's calling for new leadership at the Columbia Housing Authority and for all administrators to be held accountable. Here's News 19's Alicia Nieves.
Houston, we have a problem.
As soon as David Darby heard the news about his cousin, Calvin Witherspoon Jr., anger and resentment filled his heart.
And for Mr. Walker to get on TV and say that he didn't know, well, how did you become director? You're the chief. You're the head man. You don't know what your Indians are doing. You don't know what's in your teepee. But you're the chief. But you don't know. Find it hard to believe.
He says he witnessed his cousin turn in at least 2 work orders to management at Allen Benedict. That's because Darby lived there too.
But I just didn't know it was as bad.
The two would spend time together on occasion, but sometimes, Darby says, his cousin's health problems would keep him home.
I would ask him about, going fishing. He say, the weather sometimes handicaps him, He couldn't breathe good.
In work orders obtained by our deep dive team, we learned from January to April of 2018, Witherspoon reported issues with his heating system and water heater at least 6 times.
I guess his pride was in the way. But I'd already told Spoon, tell them people down in the office that you mean business.
Darby says he also would report countless maintenance issues to management. Some problems, he says, wouldn't be fixed for months.
My apartment was 20 foot from a hole in the ground that was emitting methane gas.
How do you know it was methane gas, Mr. Darby?
They told me.
Who did?
The maintenance people that was digging the hole in the ground. But then the birds stopped coming. When I guess it just became overwhelming to the birds. They would not come over there where I was feeding them at.
Darby lives under Section 8 now and says conditions are better at his new place. He says negligence is to blame for the 2 lives lost. And unless one thing gets done, another tragedy could be next.
As sure as my name is David, it's going to happen again unless you nip it in the bud now. You must change the administration in this life. Take it from David Darby. You reap what you sow.
Alicia Nieves, News 19, WLTX.
And next week, we take a closer look at maintenance issues Darby faced in the Y building of Allen Benedict Court. He says those issues were potentially life-threatening.